Greetings. Today I want to encourage you to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I just feel strongly led to do this video, and I believe that it is quite timely and it's going to be helpful to those who it is for. You see, we live in a world where most people have been programmed to put all their emphasis in life towards their job and not to focus on bettering themselves. But the most important thing in life is for you to know your potential and for you to know that you have a purpose and you're operating in that purpose. So, for example, in my own life, working at the post office for 17 years, many of my co-workers would have branded me as a lazy man. But little did they know that I would have already looked at everything and would have seen that I was heading towards a dead end. And there was no growth and there was no progress. And I was looking at the life of older men who served in that capacity and they never end with anything. And so I used to always think that life is not about just working and waiting on retirement or waiting on a pension. I all the time believe deep within myself that my life should be one that is rich, one that is bringing forth in abundance. I always believe that I'm supposed to be running things in my life. In other words, being control of my life. And as a boy growing up, I never really liked the rules of school. It always seems to me like it was a form of control. And then when you go to a job, sometimes it can feel like that also. And depends on your personality and what kind of person you are, you might not want to vibrate on that level, okay? Because they have to be workers, okay? There must be employers and employee. Myself being an employer, okay, it's very important that I stress that. But I'm saying to you that those of you who has a burning, deep desire to expand and to grow, and sometimes your job can seem as if it is keeping you back. It is keeping you from going where you want to go because it seems like you hardly have any time for yourself. So I'm saying to you, if you focus on working more on yourself than on your job, then you would find time to listen to videos like this and take action with your life. Also, you would be willing to invest in yourself, whether is it buying a good book or doing an online course, okay? But whatever you choose, it must make a big impact on your life. It must be empowering to you. So my brother, my sisters, self-empowerment is very, very, very important. Okay, so if you listen to me and you have a job, I'm saying to you, work to learn instead of work to earn. Because if you're working just to earn, you gonna work so hard on the job and forget to work on yourself. And by the time you realize it, you're already old, and then you start depending on a pension. But my brother, my sisters, it's never too late for you to work on yourself. It's never too late for you to widen your scope. There's always possibilities, and it is simple. It's all about thoughts. Yeah, it's all about thoughts, emotion, action, and then you will definitely get the manifestation. It's very important to act on inspired ideas. In other words, take inspired action. And also be always mindful of your thinking. So be a more mindful thinker. Also be a more mindful breather in terms of spend time by yourself, that you can practice mindful breathing, do breath work, and these things help to calm you down and to help to relax you so you can think. You see, the main reason why I'm saying that you need to work harder on yourself than on a job is that if you find time for yourself, you will be able to outgrow that job, because all you need is one idea, which means all you need is at least an hour, as I said before in an earlier video, 1 hour in a month. And even if you have to take it, let's say, 5 minutes or 10 minutes each time, just to be with yourself and to think and ask yourself, how would it feel? Were it true that I am whatever I desire to be, or to live the way I want to live? Just reflection. Take time to do that and to get into that feeling. It is very important for you to get in that feeling and that assumption of how you would feel and the things you would do and where you would travel around the world. Okay, all of these things are things that you need to contemplate upon. But if you do not have time to think on these things, you wouldn't know. Okay, there are people who live in the world and they have never traveled outside of their own country. There are people also who live in certain countries and they cannot name 5 other countries. Because many times we allow ourselves to be so distracted and we allow ourselves to become so materialized that we do not find time to think about our own selves. We do not think of our own mental health. So my brother, my sister, I just want to use these few words of encouragement to really encourage you and to inspire you to take action, to work very hard on yourself. You see, I could not be in this place where I'm at right now if I didn't focus on working more harder on myself than working hard at work. You see, what people call lazy in my world, it's not lazy. You see, I do not believe you're supposed to be killing yourself to take care of yourself. That has always been a concept in my mind. I believe the man and the woman who's lazy are those who do not find time to think. The greatest thinkers on this planet are the greatest achievers, not the hardest workers. I want to speak about hardest workers. I'm speaking about manual labor. Since I was a boy, when it comes to very hard work, for example, we used to have to go in the woods to cut wood, to bake on weekends, and to even cook food too. So when you grow up in families that they used to cook on wood fire, my baby, when you have to cook on wood fire, and they would make these big bundles of wood and put it on your head. And the parents, they used to more embrace the children who went into that kind of donkey walk. I used to call it donkey walk. Okay? And when you do not want to do that kind of work, they deem you as lazy. But I used to always say to myself, this is not how life is supposed to be. I knew it was wrong. So sometimes I used to cry, and sometimes I would put the bundle of wood down and I would take out a certain amount and carry just a small amount. So from long time, it was inside of me that life means more than you walking like a jackass and just waiting for a little pittance, a little pocket change from the system. My brother, my sister, I'm saying that you are greater than that. You worth more than that. You are more powerful than you really think. And it's not too late for you to use that power. It is not too late for you to set goals and achieve them. There is Kentucky Fried Chicken all around the world, and I get to understand that the one who came up with that franchise, he came up with that idea when he was around 65 years of age. And there are many other people who later in life discover their purpose because they work on themselves. Everyone is familiar with the late Steve Jobs, the man who came up with the idea with Apple Computer and so on. He left and he went to India to seek enlightenment. Seek to work on himself. That's why I always encourage you to invest in yourself. I remember quite vividly when I leave the post office. I leave the post office to work on myself. And I still seeing some of my co-workers still there. And I know they have no place to go. They have no growth to get in their life. But they choose that. Also, when I was doing about three jobs, and all of them had to do with working in gyms, okay? When I leave the main gym that I was with, and I told the employer, the owner for the gym, that I'm going to work on myself because I have a spiritual side and I'm focused on that. And I tell him, don't try to understand why I'm leaving him. He could never understand it. Up to this day, he never really understand. Up to this day, he did hold it against me. And I could understand why, because when I hold conversation with him, all he can speak about is life and a ship. Because that's how he make his money. He told me that his father trained him to love work from 18, because that was the way how to earn money. So he did hard work, and he did what we used to call working on bulk ship all his life. So if you have a conversation with him 100 times, 99.999 at the time, all he talk about is ship, life and ship, and getting money and ship, because that's all he knew. But my brother, my sister, I want to say to you that life means more than just you doing a job. There's great potential within you. And so use your job to inspire you to know that you can expand yourself. And you can go in that same line of job and become even better than those who had once employed you. I hope what I'm saying here, it makes sense to those of you who are listening, and it's very much encouraging to you. But I'm just following my spirit to do this video this morning. You know, many times I do a lot of videos where I interpret the Bible to you and so on. And many people like that, but there are other aspects of your life that you definitely need to focus on also. Remember, variety is the spice of life. Okay, so with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to come to a close, and I want to thank you very much for listening to me. And I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, I would definitely encourage you to get my latest book. It's called Spiritual Recipe for Better Living. And who do not want to live a better life? Who do not want to enjoy a more sumptuous and fulfilling life on this planet? And so, my brother, my sisters, I give you a lot of recipe, you understand, for life there. It's like chicken soup for your soul that is there. Good nourishment. Go and get that book. And if you love it, make sure to give it a good review. And share, buy one for someone else and share the knowledge. Okay. Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, I like to follow me on TikTok, you can follow me at BlackMadGuru. And I have also a Patreon community. And there is a lot of gems on my Patreon community. However, for people who are donating $20 or more, you have the opportunity to my course, which is called The Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously. And along with that is a bonus course on self-concept. So if you feel strongly led to go that path, I'll definitely encourage you to invest in yourself. Also, I want to remind you that if you feel strongly led to support this work. I just here to remind you that we have a PayPal and that the link is always down below. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I just want to say peace, love you all, out.